Hospital workers. What were the last words from the dying that motivate, haunt, or terrify you? My name's Evan. I've been an X-ray tech at a small rural hospital in northern Idaho for almost a decade now. It's not a big place, maybe 20 beds, one trauma bay, and a hallway that smells permanently like disinfectant and coffee. You get used to the rhythm of things here. You see people come in with broken bones, pneumonia, the occasional car crash victim. But what really stays with you aren't the emergencies, it's the quiet endings. What's strange is how ordinary death feels when you're around it all the time. You think there should be something more, a sound, a shift in the air, some physical cue that lets you know the soul has departed, but there isn't. It's silent, routine, even. I remember one night, probably my second year working there, a woman named Martha came in. She was 73 with lung cancer that had spread everywhere. The nurses had her on oxygen and morphine and she was lucid but tired. I was called in to get a portable chest x-ray, though we all knew the results wouldn't matter much. I remember her eyes, pale blue like lake water before a storm. When I set up the machine, she looked at me and asked if I could move her hair out of her face. I did, and she smiled faintly and said, "Thank you, honey. It's been bothering me all day." Her voice was almost gone, but soft and kind. The nurse gave her another dose of morphine, and I took the scan. I told her I'd be right back with the results, though we both knew I wouldn't be. When I came back 5 minutes later, she was gone, just like that. It felt wrong how nothing changed in the room. The monitor beeped once and went flat. The nurse sighed, turned it off, and began removing lines. I waited for something, a feeling, a presence, anything, but the room felt exactly the same. I stood there for a full minute, staring at her hand, thinking, that's it? 73 years, and it ends in a breath you barely hear. After that, it started haunting me. Not the deaths themselves, but the absence. You'd think there'd be something tangible when life stops, but there isn't. You expect to feel the air go heavy, or see the light shift, or feel a pulse of energy leave. Nothing. The world keeps humming. The machines keep working. Someone walks past the door laughing about a vending machine eating their dollar. It's obscene, almost, how normal everything stays. There was another time, a man named Harold, mid-50s, heart attack. They brought him in from his farm, still in muddy boots. His wife rode in the front seat of the ambulance, clutching a paper bag with his medications. When they wheeled him in, she stood outside the trauma room, staring through the glass. We worked on him for 20 minutes. I did the chest x-ray mid-code, moving quickly, ducking around the doctor, and then it was over. The nurse quietly turned off the overhead lights. Harold's wife came in and stood beside him, brushing dirt off his sleeve like she could still fix him. She didn't cry, not then. She just whispered, "I told you to slow down." Her voice was calm, and for a second I thought she was talking to him like he could still hear. Then she turned and thanked us. She actually thanked us. When I walked back to the radiology room, I realized I was shaking, not from fear, but from the stillness. It's hard to explain that to someone who doesn't work in a hospital, the way death is both nothing and everything at once. I've seen maybe 100 people die since then, some peaceful, some violent, some messy. You start to understand that the earth doesn't leave scars for the dead. The bed gets stripped, the chart gets signed, the body gets bagged and wheeled out. 2 hours later, a new patient takes the same bed. That's why I think we make grave markers. It's not for the dead, it's for the living. A way to remind the world that for a brief moment, someone mattered here, because the world itself won't show it. At the end of every shift, I walk past the back door where the transport van loads bodies for the funeral home. It's just a plain metal door, unmarked. I pass it, breathe in the cold air, and think of all the people who went through it. No flash, no ceremony, no scar, just silence. And somehow that silence is what stays with me most.